Hi, once again, my name is Spencer Dunleavy. I'm a fourth year medical student here at Columbia. So far you've learned a lot of functions in R, but you can actually create your own. This is really useful if you have to repeatedly write code or do a task. Making a separate function that you design can save you a lot of time or effort. So let's just take a simple example first. Let's make a function that says hello. We'll call our function say hello to. It'll take a name as an input. So I define say hello to as the name of my function, use the assignment operator, and then I define a function by typing the word function, parentheses, and then defining any parameters it needs as inputs. In this case, I need the input a name. So I use these brackets, and everything inside these brackets will define what the actual function does. So first, I'm going to, within this function, define a new variable called greetings, which will say hi. Then I'm going to concatenate this to our a name variable to make it into a full sentence. You learned a little bit about concatenation and pasting in the video on character manipulation. So here I generate a new sentence using this paste command. And then what the function will do is use return to return my new sentence that I've generated. This tells R to actually output my desired result. So if I run this code, it defines the function for R. This basically gives R the recipe to use it for the future. So now let's use it. We can type the name of the function and provide the input parameters. So I type say hello to, and then maybe I'll say hi to Dr. Liebel and Professor Terry. I could also say hello to Dean Lipson. I could also say hello to first year medical and dental students. So if I run these commands, you can see I can make it automatically print out hi to each of these people. There are no limits to what you can do with this. It's all up to your own creativity. So how might I use this practically in an actual data setting? Well, let's say I wanted to make a function that could tell me all sorts of things about my data set. I could create a function that gives me a histogram, QQ plot, summary data, and the standard deviation all at once. So I define a function. I'm going to call it superstat function. Assign it using the assignment operator, type in function, and then it's going to take in my data. So this my data will be a vector of whatever data I want to actually analyze. Within this function, what I want it to do is generate a histogram of my data, a QQ plot of my data, as well as print out the summary statistics of my data and print out the standard deviation of my data. So if I define the function for R, I need to actually run it on some data. I'm going to load in the County Health Rankings dataset and again, subset it to be counties only. Let's use our superstat function that we just defined to get all of the information about the percent of people living in fair or poor health at the county level. I run this command. You can see in one single line, I can generate a histogram, my summary statistics, and my QQ plot. So let's try another variable, the percent of people who have attended some college. Again, I use my newly defined function and I can generate it. Here is my histogram, here are my summary statistics, and here's my QQ plot. Just to be complete, let's do this with another variable. Here, my superstat function will look at the population at the county level. I do a histogram and you can see there's definitely some skew in this data. Here's the summary information. And then here's my QQ plot suggesting it's not normally distributed. So now you try. Import the county health rankings and subset to only counties using the code below. Then create a function that will tell you the mean and standard deviation of an input data vector. Name that function mean standard deviation function. You can output the results however you'd like, as long as they are both displayed. Once you've defined the function, use it to get the mean and standard deviation of the percent of people vaccinated against pneumococcus.